are the universe, so beautiful. Through all of the hurt, we'll stand invincible, so beautiful. We'll take on the world. We'll take on the world.
What's up, hysterical people? I'm so excited. Today, we're going to go behind the scenes with Pyrrha and Pandora, the pro-choice comedy web series we've been working on. Yeah, the two of us sat down to talk a little bit about the web series in progress and talk a little bit about the upcoming finale, which now we've already shot, but still have to edit. So, very exciting, and we had a lot of fun. So here's a little sneak peek with Allison and myself as Pyrrha and Pandora. So we wanted to just talk about this production that we're doing, Pyrrha and Pandora. Hey! It's just been so much fun. So this is my niece, Allison, and
Hello.
I'm Pamela, and it's pretty cool. We do kind of look enough alike.
Totally related.
Certainly passed for mother and daughter. So
Yeah.
It's been a thrill to do this with you. Allison is actually a trained actress. I'm not. But we've been winging it. And,
Trained is a very generous term.
hey, you got the chops.
Trained enough.
You
have a degree.
You have a degree. I mean, that's obviously more. I mean, my microbiology degree isn't really coming in too handy these days with this
That's true.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So let's just be honest about that. But what a thrill. It's been really fun. And I never would have dreamed that I would be able to. I certainly never wanted to be an actress. But doing this, it just seemed natural for me to be Pandora because I'm kind of the spearheading of this whole insane effort to try to protect women's rights. And, moving into the next phase, we're going to be doing even more stuff that's hopefully going to impact the election in a very positive way.
Yeah.
So we're just having fun right now, but we're hopefully, people will enjoy the series that we're doing. I do think adding up all 8 episodes once we finally finish and cutting a short film, I think is in order, and hopefully we'll be able to take that in the film festival circuit. I think the most important thing that we're planning this year is to do some fundraising.
Yeah.
And we're going to crowdfund. We're going to get, hopefully, a lot of money, and all that money is going to be spent on ads that we're going to put in the states that will have abortion rights on the ballot this November, this Roevember.
Donate.
So right now we're having a lot of fun, but obviously this is a very serious topic, as most of you who are watching most likely know. And, we're not going to rest until we are able to successfully protect women's rights. I mean, even Roe didn't even go far enough, obviously, because we are here in this post-Roe world. So we need to put it back.
Yeah.
And even better. So that's what our effort is. So we're having a lot of fun, but we do have a long-term goal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So it's been great. It's been great. I've had a lot of fun doing this, and I'm very passionate about the cause. All my friends are very passionate about the cause. Like, it hits home for a lot of people in so many different ways. Whether it's you've had an abortion or you know someone who has had an abortion or the IVF treatments. I was just telling you over dinner, like, my friend was literally an IVF baby. Like, they would not exist had, we hadn't had any access to that stuff. So,
yeah. I mean, the IVF stuff is so ridiculous and very scary that, again, they keep going. That's based on fetal personhood. Mm-hmm. So the idea that a fertilized egg is a person and has all the same rights that the human mother would have having that embryo in their womb.
Yeah.
So it's very sad, and I think that I'm in my 50s, and so almost my entire life Roe v. Wade was in place, and I needed it when I was younger. So I'm so grateful that I had those choices to be able to make. And it just breaks my heart to think that there are people out there in 2024 now struggling to just get basic health care for whatever they might need. I mean, look, abortion is one thing. I had an unwanted pregnancy and I took care of it. Like, I didn't want to be pregnant when I was 16 as a junior in high school. So that was definitely the right choice for me. But I think what I've learned over these years is that so many people who just need that as basic health care if they have a complicated pregnancy that is non-viable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically the same procedure to help those women. And
that lady, like that lady in your documentary, what was it called? It was, she had a pregnancy, but it was outside of her uterus.
Yeah, ectopic pregnancy.
Ectopic pregnancy.
It's unfortunately reasonably common. So, I mean, it's not,
terrifying. Like, she could have died.
It's terrifying. She absolutely could have died. It's terrifying. And I think there's people who live in these states that want to have babies and, procreate. And
they need IVF and they can't have it, or they're not financially stable enough to be parents, or whatever the reason are. Like, people have their reasons.
It's interesting because, like, thinking about all of the stuff I've learned over the last couple of years, all the different kinds of complications that can happen. Obviously, those people need to have this health care.
Mm-hmm.
But I also still firmly believe that people who just don't want to have a baby should be able to have this choice.
Yes.
Most people who have abortions already have children. They have 2, 3 kids. They just can't afford the fourth one. Or whatever. That's the most common, as opposed to the 16-year-old kid like me. But it's just, there's just so many reasons. And when they try to put a limit on it, it's 6-week ban, 12-week ban, whatever. Like, people are having these complications even well outside of those windows. Mm-hmm. And those people need to be cared for. Amanda Zarowski is now doing commercials for Biden. Mm-hmm. But she almost died. She did get sepsis after having a complicated pregnancy go bad at 18 weeks. So well outside of all of these crazy ban windows. And she was not able to get the care she needed. She had to leave the state. And there's just so many more. I mean, Amanda's very brave. She's continuing to tell her story, and I so commend her for that. But there's a lot of people out there that maybe just don't want to be the national figurehead for this story.
Right.
And just want to, take care of themselves.
Yeah. And especially in this economy. I mean, not to sound like in this economy, but it really, it's extremely expensive even during COVID. Like, baby formula was low on stock. There was a huge shortage of baby formula. There's fucking lawsuits with Johnson & Johnson every other day about the baby powder. Like, there's just way too many issues and complications where people can't afford. They can barely afford to live right now. So you're going to bring a child that is not only unwanted, but now they're like, okay, now I have to have this kid. I have no money to pay my rent. I can't afford $5-6 a gallon gas to get to work. I can't afford childcare. They're going to neglect these kids. They don't, people don't want to adopt the kids in the foster system. It's like an endless cycle.
Yeah, that you bring up a really good point.
It's fucked.
We already have tons of kids in foster care and waiting to be adopted. And where are all these pro-lifers? Like, why aren't they
adopting these kids? We've been saying that. Yeah. We've been saying that. There's a joke or a meme going around where it's like, oh, you only care about the kid until it's born.
Yes.
Then they don't care anymore.
Right, because of course then they're welfare babies and they're scabs on, they're basically just stealing from
stealing the government funding and
money or whatever. Yeah. All our rich people tax money. Mm-hmm. It's so insane and ridiculous.
Or all the single mothers that do want to have a baby and do have their baby, and then the fathers that just disappear.
They're just out of here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just so much. The worst problem that this country has is not that people are having abortions. That's just not it.
Absolutely not.
There's a lot
of
problems that we have. Mm-hmm. So that's a different podcast episode.
Yeah.
Or a different podcast altogether. But
feed and house your people that exist right now.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the future people that may or may not exist. How about you feed and house the people that are here right now that could be having jobs and stimulating the economy, and maybe we could buy houses, and I don't know, just a thought.
Yes, just a thought. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it really boils down to controlling women at the end of the day. And these white men, mainly white, but men in general, and some women are just afraid of losing their, white privilege and their status as being the head honcho, the boss.
They want control.
And we are equal. And that's all we want, is just to be treated equal. But they want to control us.
Yeah, they want the power.
They want the power. They want us to just lay back and give it up whenever they want, but not talk back and not try to like make a living, I guess. They just want us to stay home and cook dinner and barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. But guess what? We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Unless you want to.
Unless you want to.
Unless you want to.
Unless you want to.
That's the power of choice.
We love freedom of choice.
That's the beauty. If that's what you want, go for it. That's not what I want, and that's not what you want.
That's not what I want. Yeah, the term I just heard recently is trad wife.
Trad wife. Traditional.
Traditional. But I've never heard trad wife. Like, that's a thing now. Like,
trad wife. People kind of look down on it.
Well, I kind of do, but I guess, again, to your point, freedom of choice, I only look down on it for me, I guess. Like, I don't want people to force me to do that.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't look down on it for anybody else. I will say that anybody who's going to be a trad wife, I strongly believe that you should have a skill or an education or your own bank account.
Yes, yes.
So that you have the ability to kind of become an independent woman if you need to.
Right.
I think that there's, a lot of great guys out there, but there's a lot of shitty guys out there.
Yeah.
You never know, I mean, you had a friend who completely hurt, like, as soon as she married this dude, he went crazy and started, like, really being abusive.
Yeah.
And I believe you said that it just didn't happen at all until they officially were married.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is just, like, crazy.
But thankfully, she had her own career and a support system that really helped her get back on her feet. And, she was able to easily just leave that guy. And that's beautiful. Because had she been financially reliant on him or, like, whatever the case is, it would have
kids.
Had they had kids, they were trying to have kids. They were trying to have kids.
Thank God.
Thank God. So much more complicated. But it was fairly easy to just leave him and go do her own thing. I'm sure it was very hard emotionally, but
of course,
financially and all the other things.
But if you're completely trapped, leave because society is not going to accept you as a single woman, or you really are just so terrified you have no skills or no wherewithal to be able to make a living.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tragic. I couldn't imagine being in that situation.
Yeah.
So I am so grateful that your friend got out, and so many other people do get out, but there's a lot of people that don't.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of wonderful, happy marriages. So again,
yeah.
I'm not saying they're all bad, but there are enough bad ones that we need to protect those women. A lot of times women, especially if you get knocked up by the abusive husband, it's harder to leave.
I have another friend in Oregon that's kind of going through the same thing, where she was living with this guy. They weren't married, but they agreed together to have a baby, and they had a baby. And all of a sudden now the kid is like 2 or 3 years old, and the guy doesn't want anything to do with them anymore. And so she is single mom, working multiple jobs, trying to care for this child that now he wants nothing to do with, and she's got to move out. She's got to pay her own rent.
Is he not paying child support at least, right?
He is like broke like a fucking so
he's a deadbeat.
Yeah, but she's going through this right now, and she has the strength and the willpower to like just keep doing it, but she doesn't have help from her parents. She doesn't have help from her family. It's really sad, but she's strong and she's making it work. She just got her own apartment.
Oh, wonderful. That's really exciting.
She was living in her car with a kid for a while. Wow. Yeah.
That's wonderful. I'm so happy for her.
Yeah.
But I think you bring up a good point. Women, we just freaking do it.
We just fucking do it.
We are...
Can I swear? Can I not swear?
We can swear. We just have to check the explicit box.
Sorry. Sorry.
We're swearing because, damn it, these fuckers. Yeah, women are so strong and resilient. We really are.
We've been through so much already.
I mean, yeah, and we stick together, not only if we're related, but we do stick together. And I think that, here we're in California. So if you need to come to California and get an abortion, we can still do it here, legal in the state. We will support you.
It's nice and quick and easy, too. No questions asked.
Yes. Nope. Yeah. No friggin' waiting period. Some of your states, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to bash your states, but some people have 3-day waiting period. You're already like up against the 6-week ban and all this bullshit. And then you have a 3-day waiting period, or you have to like beg to get an abortion because you were raped. I mean, it's just like, so you have to like go on and on about how much rapey.
And a lot of these states, you need to provide evidence of abuse or rape, and it's like sometimes there is no evidence, sometimes it's emotional abuse, which is just the same as abuse. It's still abuse, but because like, oh, she doesn't have a bruise on her, like, oh, it doesn't count.
I guess it's different in different states, but like with rape, I mean, the statute of limitations is pretty long, right? Like,
Yeah.
so you can charge somebody for years later after, I think in most states. But too bad if you got pregnant during that rape and you haven't come to terms with the idea that you want to report this person and this incident. But yeah, if you're in a state where you just didn't want to be pregnant and you're not going to have a baby, you either have to like prove that you were raped somehow with like sickening being grilled about all the details. I mean, like, how
it's extremely triggering and traumatizing.
Just so that you can take care of the next problem that you picked up when you were raped.
Yeah.
Getting pregnant and that unwanted pregnancy.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just tragic. So what have you been thinking when I kind of roped you into doing these crazy videos and casting you as the lead, the big hero?
It's fun. Sometimes my lines are kind of hard.
I know, I've been giving you the harder lines, I think.
But it's fun, you know, I got all these outfits. I got all these cute outfits on. My cat almost made an appearance in the last video that we just shot today.
Oh yeah, she was, well, her bell was definitely
her bell
on the
was
audience.
playing in the background. There's just always, I mean, with any video that you're trying to film outdoors, there's always going to be like little issues.
It's pretty funny, and we were getting a little bit chilly there.
It was fun though. I mean, it's, and I told you today about my dad, her brother, watched the video and was very like, had some thoughts about the raunchiness of seeing his feminine family members talking about some certain things, but
oh, you mean the vibrator?
The vibrator, the vagina dentata.
The vagina dentata.
He didn't want to hear us say vagina. Vagina.
Abortion.
Vagina abortion.
Vagina abortion. Uterus.
Uterus. But
whatever. He's not our target demo, so that's
he's
fine.
definitely not the target demo. But yeah,
I'm grateful that he gave me you. I do
here for that. Thanks, Dad. It's been fun.
But we've been having a great time. We've been having a blast. I mean, honestly, look, I don't think I would have been able to rope you into doing something like this if there wasn't such an important cause behind it.
I think you could have.
We've been having a lot of fun. We might have to do something else. You have to come up with something.
We just have the grandest old time. We get a little dinner. We watch the blooper reels. It's fun.
Oh, the bloopers! Oh my god,
the bloopers.
They are hysterical. In a good way. In a good way. The Hysterical Society, after all. But yeah, the bloopers. We're definitely gonna have to cut some bloopers in its own short film, probably, before this is all over.
Yeah.
So I did unveil today the finale.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want to spoil it all, but I do want to like give a little tease. We're gonna tease. So what do you think about what we got planned?
I'm excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. The costumes look great. I'm excited to see the. Can I say the choreography or?
You can say the choreography. We're doing like a musical. Well, we're not singing, so please.
We're rapping instead.
We're gonna kind of rap or chant or whatever.
Rap, chant, and I thought it was great. I like this. The storyboard you showed me was. I was getting like pumped though.
I'm pumped too. I think it's gonna be so fun. I mean, like the real people are gonna be so much better than the storyboard.
Oh yeah.
And even the storyboard is like, it got me fired up.
Yeah.
Like that's the goal for this.
Yeah.
The like vagina dentata. I mean, we're having fun with this early stuff, but wait till you see the finale.
The finale's gonna be sick.
We are going crazy with it.
We're not going back.
Yeah, we're definitely not going back. And we're gonna row your boat.
Row your boat.
We're gonna march to the polls. Little teaser, that's all we'll say. But the finale.
A finale.
Secret.
Roevember is coming.
Roevember is coming.
Roevember is coming. Yeah, we went on to film the rest of the episodes, including the finale, which was a fun day.
I'm still recovering a little bit. Still working on the edit, but very soon we'll be able to release it to the world as part of our Turn the Mothers Out crowdfunding campaign for abortion election ads for Roevember. Allison and I reprise our roles as Pyrrha and Pandora and do a little rap to kick off the campaign. Turn the mothers out.
Turn the mothers out. Crowdfunding for election ads. Turn the mothers out. Red states with abortion bans. Turn the mothers out. We're coming for you, Arizona. Turn the mothers out. Let's get them to the polls. This Roevember we rise like a phoenix against laws written by those with a penis. It's up to us, we gotta use our voice to protect and restore our freedom of choice. They've no idea who they've incited. We're gonna weaponize Citizens United. Can't donate, but you still care? Participate with a like and a share. Turn the mothers out. Crowdfunding for election ads. Turn the mothers out. Red states with abortion bans. Turn the mothers out. We're coming for you, Florida. Turn the mothers out. Let's go now, hit donate.
Help us turn the mothers out and stay hysterical, everybody.
We